What's going on, guys? Greg B here for the United Hour, and today's video is going to be a bit of an opinion piece. I say that because this is an opinion I believe that a few people like myself would share, but it's an opinion that's probably going to divide the fan base somewhat. Now, this is me attempting to kind of like pick a positive out of the season, and it's hard to do that. I mean, we're out of the Champions League. We're nowhere near in a title race. Top four is hanging on by a thread. And a very fine thread at that, given our current position in the table. No Carabao Cup, no FA Cup. So there's not really too many positives to shout about. But this is my attempt to find one. And granted, almost every player in this team has underperformed in the worst way. So you're kind of wondering to yourself, where do we really get positives out of this? Now, in spite of that, there are a few players that we can still say can hold their heads up high, given their performances. Of those, you could say Anthony Elanga, Jadon Sancho, and Fred. The last of those three is the person I want to kind of pick on as regards a positive for this season. Now, Fred is currently into his fourth season as a Manchester United player. And during his time here, a lot of people have considered him a waste of money. A lot of people have considered him to be the most un-Brazilian Brazilian they've ever seen. Hint, hint. But in despite of that, Fred has been one of those players that when you see him, he's the kind of person that is going to give his all, no matter how bad the situation may look. We saw major signs of that during Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season in charge as Manchester United manager, especially when Paul Pogba was injured for the majority of that season. Him and Scott McTominay, better known as McFred, they did a job. That's the best way I can put it. They did a job. They didn't do their job stellar, but they did a job. And with that combination, we were able to navigate our way through the majority of the season and end up finishing third. Prior to that, the season after, we finished second. Same combination in midfield. Now, let's be honest. I'm under no aspersions that they're a long-term solution. There are so many better quality players out there that can play the positions that Fred and Scott McTominay play. But I want to focus on Fred because as he's been here, in recent games, in recent times, I've seen him come more into his own. He's become a player where he may not be the most popular figure in the team, but he's the one that's willing to do most of the hard work, willing to graft, giving 100% all the time. And this is playing a position that he's not really suited to. Whenever we see Fred play for Brazil, he's a free-roaming box-to-box midfielder. Fred's best attributes are when he's mobile. Having said that, the tasks that he's been given to break up opposing plays, to be a bit of a midfield bully in a sense, I think I'm taller than Fred. But Fred's willingness, Fred's determination, his desire to make sure that he gets the job done and do well for the team, it really is something that you saw a lot of the players in this team this season have shown a lack of desire, a lack of passion, a lack of determination, a lack of discipline to be able to be giving of themselves in a sense that they will put their best foot forward. And like I said, Fred is more grown into his own because even in the last game against Leicester City, you saw him all over the pitch. He was immense. And he has a goal to show for it. And how significant he gets that goal on his 100th appearance for this club. Now, my ideal starting 11 going forward, should we be finalizing Erik ten Hag, may not necessarily accompany and include Fred in the starting lineup. Notwithstanding, Fred's contributions cannot be ignored. He puts himself about on the football field. And for any manager, that's the most you can really ask for. People will say, oh, giving effort is the bare minimum. So why can't certain players look like they're actually doing that? Fred is not the kind of person that's going to shy away from anything. He's the smallest individual on a football field in most scenarios. But that small guy has made some significant impacts. He's not the most dynamic player on the pitch. He has a bit of a flair at times, and he's not afraid to get forward and take a shot every so often. He's not the ideal midfielder for Manchester United. Sometimes that effort, that determination, that commitment to what you're doing goes a very long way, and it earns the respect of many around you. So, I end this by asking the question, does Fred deserve a little bit more credit? Because I believe, in spite of his shortcomings, no pun intended, he gives of himself. And that's all you can really ask of a midfielder. That's all you can ask of a Manchester United player altogether. So tell me what you think. Does Fred deserve a little bit more credit, or is he still has to do a lot more to convince people? You guys let me know. Once again, we thank everybody who has been watching, has been viewing, has been sharing our content. We appreciate all of the views. Once again, we're going to be back again this Thursday discussing the upcoming games. We have the Everton game coming up this weekend. So we're looking forward to hearing your views and opinions. And we're also going to be doing the Old Talk series almost every Sunday, unless said otherwise. So thank you again. Once again, thank you for listening. Take care.